Virgin Galactic, are we about to get a short squeeze? Let's talk about Virgin Galactic right now. Could it explode to $10 and then go to $100? Virgin Galactic, we've covered this stock now for years, predicting that this day would come. We are now undervalued on every metric. However, it does come with some warnings. I'm going to analyze the stock. I'm going to use AI software to analyze the stock. We're also going to look at the high risk to reward. There's plenty of risk here, but there's plenty of reward too. Virgin Galactic, we're getting ready. The door is opening. Is it time to make some money and take this stock all the way to the moon? Well, everything is lining up. We've had a tariff crisis, stocks falling, blood on the streets, trade wars. That affects Virgin Galactic. Inflation, virtually non-existent now, according to Donald Trump. So where do we go next? The stock is rising. It's making money as we speak. There's enough short interest to start a short squeeze. Can we get a short squeeze? Make some money? Well, we know the Fed is about to turn on the money printer. So, get ready. Do your calculations, do your numbers, and get ready. It's time for the dawn of Virgin Galactic. This could be the beginning of a short squeeze. Get excited this morning. Lovely to have you here. I've got some warnings, but I've got some potential upside too. A full analysis on Virgin Galactic. Going to break it all down, the cost basis, who's selling, who's not. Virgin Galactic Space is at high risk of performing badly, but is that an opportunity to buy? All of that's coming up. It's up 7% today. With more volume, it will short squeeze. Delta, $10. $100? Tariff warning. They require equipment and parts just like anybody else. The risk to reward and the true valuation. We're talking Virgin Galactic. We are in the Virgin Galactic studio. We're green and we have the colors of Virgin Galactic. We are ready and we are excited to bring you this morning Virgin Galactic at the edge of space and at the edge of a short squeeze. Welcome everybody to the show. I make these videos live, unedited. What some people take a week to make, I make them live. Why? Because that way they're real. They're happening live. The price is real. The chat is real. I'm talking to you real. I will engage with you all live in the show, answer your questions live. We're accountable. Everything we say is live, unedited and real. So get ready for Virgin Galactic. Tap the like button if you want to share it out to more people. If you'd like to take part in the show, you can. You can do a super chat and add a comment and it will read it out and add it to this live stream and it will live forever on YouTube. So if you want to do a super chat, support this stream and support the message, and or if you have a question or a comment or anything at all, put that on the screen and it will share it out. All right? Consider subscribing as we go towards 80,000 subscribers. We're very, very close now to hitting 100,000. We should be there by the summer. Now then, have we really got a short squeeze in progress? Well, I'll explain it all now. But before I do, before I give you the AI breakdown, the analysis, everything, I need to get this out to more people. So what we're going to do, we're going to do our pump event. We like to do this. It's a lot of fun. So are you ready? Let's go. Here we go. We'll do this and then I'll bring you the news and all the facts and all the numbers. So tap the like button. 100 likes, YouTube will share it out and more people will know what the hell is going on with Virgin Galactic. Here we go. How many people are watching right now? 163. So 50% of people are signing to you. Oh, it's our first comment.
Brian Bynum donated $5 through a super chat.
Watching Mike Tyson as a kid.
Is as exciting as watching Mike Tyson as a kid.
I love it. I love it. All right. There's 163 watching. There it is. 171. Let's go. We're starting at 8 likes. We want 100 likes in 1 minute. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Where are we up to? We're up to 44 likes. Okay, we're halfway there. Tap the like button. Share it out to more people. If we get volume, if we get numbers, we certainly can get a short squeeze. It's starting to move. The moment we came on air, it started to pump. Often does. We represent the largest retail investor group in the world on Virgin Galactic. Tap the like button. There it is. Okay, let's see how many we got now. We have watching right now 157. We need 100 likes. 44. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. We are up to 55 likes. We'll come back to that shortly. We have to get on with the news with Virgin Galactic. Thank you very much for tapping the like so far. We will cover more of this in a minute. All right. Let's scroll it down. Let's wind it back. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. We'll come back to that in a little bit, but we'll try and get it up to 100 by the end of the stream. We'll revisit this. We've got a big poll as well that you might want to take part in. All right? Okay. Let's get to it. Just got to end that. I had a little slight glitch there. All right, I fixed it. Okay, what are we up to now? 68. Fantastic. We'll come back to that at the end. Now, see if we can get it up. Now then, I do have the news, I do have the analysis, and I do have the numbers it needs to short squeeze. Plus, we have a poll. This is our poll, which will rank later on Google. Space short squeeze. The question I'm asking you, can it run to $10? Can it run to $10? Now, I know we have a live chat, but a live chat poll, but this is the one that ranks on Google. So I'm going to give you the link. Let's see what you think. Do you think that this can run to $10? That's the first thing it needs to do before we talk about 100. There's the link. No one's voted just yet. I just started the stream, 2 minutes ago? Let's refresh the screen. Let's see what it's got. Yes, no, or undecided to $10. Here we go. Let's refresh it. In the first few seconds, we've got 13 votes. Yes, 54% say yes, 38% say no, and 8% are undecided. So we'll check that when we come back at the end of the stream. 13 votes, 54% say yes, and 38 say no, and undecided is 8. All right, so let's get to it. Thank you very much for joining me. We've got all the facts and figures coming up for you now. So let's start, first of all, with the analysis. As we watch Virgin Galactic pick up, it's picking up speed as we speak. No surprise, as we do rank the world's largest investor group for Virgin Galactic. All right, let's come back to our analysis. We're not going to read through the company description. Everyone here has watched the show many, many times. I don't want to waste your time. Pause it on this stream here, on this screen here, if you'd like to read through my analysis. I put together analysis for you. If you want my software that does all this, there's Alpha Spread and Seeking Alpha in the chat now. It's also below in the comments, and it's also pinned to the top of the comments, and also in the description. If you want Alpha Spread or Seeking Alpha, you get discounts, free trials, and so on. Without my referral, you do not. All right? So let's scroll down. Let's look at competitors and unique value, first of all, as the stock is still rallying, up 7% now. Virgin Galactic's primary competitor in the commercial suborbital human spaceflight market is Blue Origin, except it's not. It plops down in a desert. and it's $200,000 to 20 million. All right, it's ridiculous. Whereas Virgin Galactic is a fraction of that price, much more reusable, much more of a white glove service. It lands properly, it takes off properly. People want this. And by the way, it sold all the tickets. People are waiting to fly. They've had success with building the craft and getting it done. Now we're just waiting for Delta, and their earnings has been improving every single quarter for the last year as well. So all of that is looking good. All right. So Blue Origin is not a competition at all. A privately funded company known for its vertical launch suborbital capsule, Virgin Galactic offers a differentiated value proposition through its horizontal takeoff and landing system, which provides a familiar airplane-like experience. The use of a high-altitude carrier craft for the initial stage of flight enhances the safety and efficiency of their spaceflight system. Virgin Galactic's unique wing feathering system enables a controlled re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, and that their hybrid rocket motor is designed for safety and reliability. The company also benefits from its exclusive access to Spaceport America, which provides advantageous launch conditions and restricted airspace for frequent flights. Okay, now then, Quant, with no emotion at all, is saying space is rated a strong sell because it has no emotion attached, and that is good because there's no reason to own it yet. There isn't. Even though we could see a short squeeze, and even though we're very excited, it's a bit like Tesla talking about Optimus. Doesn't exist yet. Yes, the robots exist, but what's the future income? Who's going to buy it? How much is it going to cost? No one knows. Well, with Virgin Galactic, we do know. We do know what people are doing. We do know that people are ready to buy and have bought the tickets. We do know how it works. We know how much money it can make. It's just waiting for Delta. And we're going to get that information very, very soon. So, as we bring our spacecraft into land, is the stock about to take off? Well, could well do. If we look at valuation, first of all, it's A. Doesn't get much better. If you look at the cash on the books and the assets, it's extremely undervalued. And if you look at my alpha spread, it will suggest that it's actually 99% undervalued with the intrinsic valuation. However, we have to be clear, you cannot take that as read because there are factors missing because it doesn't make any money yet. But look at this. Undervalued by 99%. But I have to give a warning. When a stock, a business is pre-revenue, it's still spending money. I mean, yes, it does bring in money, but it doesn't make any profit yet. It's very easy to manipulate these numbers. We saw what happened to Fisker, went bankrupt, and they had numbers like this. So don't just jump and go, well, it's undervalued. Yes, it is undervalued. Valuation is great, all right? The potential is great if all things go well. Look at the expected income. It's an S-curve. That's what we saw at the beginning of Tesla and Nvidia. Look at this. Operating income, net income, all expected to soar. This is my alpha spread, by the way. If you want alpha spread, there's the link in the chat. I'm making this live. All the rest of you can get this later, and you can open up all of these software points and see a lot more information. Great software. I use it all the time myself. The balance sheet, when you look at that, 961 million in assets, 563 million in cash, 638 liabilities. Long-term debt is 420 million. All right? 420 million in long-term debt. They've got enough money to pay their debts off. So even though it's not making any money, it's not going bankrupt either in the short term. We can't see any of these metrics because there are none yet. So profitability is 20. It's red. Doesn't get much worse. Well, that's obvious. It's bound to be. However, solvency is 38. It's not great, but it's not going bust anytime soon. What's the upside? Well, the upside is we've got the downside first of all. It could drop 67%. There is high risk here. I'll come on to that level in a minute. But the upside is this. 196 upside. $9 is the average. So $10 seems easy. There it is, $37.80. This is what Wall Street's target is. 1,143 upside. Well, is it worth a few shares? Well, as you can see, it's not getting any attention at all at the moment. Here is my analysis. This is on the Alpha Spreads website. No one's talking about it. CNBC haven't spoke about it for 10 months. These are my reviews. No one's talking about this stock. It's under the radar. No one has noticed what's going on. This could be a short squeeze. I'll tell you how you get a short squeeze, what you need for a short squeeze in a minute. But we are certainly in an upward trend at the moment. Sensei will do a chart for you on Sunday. I'll leave you links to Sensei's show on Sunday. He will do a full analysis for this. He might even join us throughout the week and do a chart for you. But this could be a golden opportunity as the market has been crashing all over the place recently. And now we're moving upward on the tariff news. It's all about to go away. Okay, let's carry on. So valuation is A, growth is B+, profitability D-, momentum F. Well, until we get the report in a week or so's time, I'm covering the earnings and the updates on Delta. Of course, the revisions are low. But if you look here at the previous earnings, one thing you see is consistently rising and consistently beating. Are we about to go cash positive? Well, when we start getting people flying, we certainly will. Is this a cash cow? Is this a potential for a short squeeze? Well, what do you need for a short squeeze? Well, first of all, you need at least 20% of short interest. We have 21.2. Already, some positions have collapsed and people have had to buy in, hence a short squeeze has stopped. We've lost a couple of percent in short interest. They've been liquidated. They've had to cover their positions and it's gone up. So we've already got a little bit of a mini short squeeze already occurred, but we're not in full swing yet. We need more volume. That's where I come in. Bring a video on where everyone's talking about Virgin Galactic and go, hang on a minute, maybe. Now, I don't stand to benefit from this. No one sponsors me. No one promotes. No one's paid me to do this video at all. In fact, I don't have a good relationship with Virgin Galactic. I don't like the management at all. But they always spoke about a short squeeze. They talk about. They spoke to me many times, Eric Kearney, about GameStop. They're very aware of what can happen to their company. It trades like a meme stock. It does, and it can certainly explode. Absolutely. I don't like the management. I'm not a fan. But I do believe that this is possible. We just need volume. And because I represent the world's largest retail investor group, and I do, we had the petition, we got it signed, we got action done. I know that enough people watch this and it can short squeeze. If we look at the volume is 1.7 million on average. The volume today is less or just over 500,000. But it's very early in the morning, it's 9:30. Let me just see if that's gone up. I'd just like to refresh that. Bring it back in again. Virgin Galactic, 600,000. Let's have a little look. See if it's moved. Let's see if we've got volume moving. 645, no, barely. So we don't have huge volume yet. Not enough people are buying this to squeeze it. That's what we need. If you want it to short squeeze, share this video, buy it, whatever you want to do. But that's what it needs. So let me give you more color on the metrics, and then I'll show you the warnings because I have to let you know of the warnings. So valuation is mixed. While its price-book ratio is substantially lower than the sector median, indicating a cheaper stock, its price-per-sales ratio is much higher, suggesting overvaluation relative to its peers because it's not making any money yet. Growth shows impressive growth with a forward revenue growth of 127, significantly exceeding the sector's average of 5%. This indicates a strong expansion potential. Profitability, space struggles with profitability as shown by a negative return negative 36%, starkly below the sector median of 5%. This highlights inefficiencies in generating profit. What it will do, it's building out Delta. Momentum. Space stock momentum is weak with a one-year price performance decline of 90%. No one's buying it. Everyone's shorting it. That's exactly when you buy it. That's when I've been buying the S&P, right? And revisions. Earning revisions are somewhat mixed in the last 90 days. There have been 4 upward and 2 downward EPS revisions, indicating a cautious optimism from analysts, but not enough to change the overall negative sentiment. Okay, now then, here are our warnings. Because yes, with volume, we can short squeeze. With good news on earnings and good news on Delta, yes, we can get a short squeeze. It's the right environment for it now. Rates are going to come down. That's a big lifeline for Virgin Galactic. Tariffs going away. We know that's going to happen. We are in a very much space-orientated environment. With Musk and everything else, space is the top of the agenda. No question about it. It's a right time. It's the right time for it. Coming up to earnings, coming up to Delta information, it certainly is primed with volume. It could happen. So let me now give you the warnings. Now, after the warnings, I've got a bit of a treat for you. If you watched this far, I've got a bit of a treat for Virgin Galactic investors if you've watched this far. Virgin Galactic, SPCE, is at high risk of performing badly. So with high risk comes a high reward. Virgin Galactic has characteristics which have been historically associated with poor future stock performance. SPCE has a decelerating momentum and inferior profitability when compared to other industrial stocks. Yes, it does, but it doesn't take into account what's next. Like I used the example when we talk about robots and AI for Optimus. You can't value what we don't know yet. So the stock has to look weak. That's the risk here. How much of a risk is it really, though? To the point that it gets a sell rating from our Quant rating system. Now, Quant is an AI software and it's very accurate. It's looking at where we are today, but not where we are tomorrow. How can it? Stocks rated sell or worse by our Quant rating system have massively underperformed the S&P 500, as this article will describe. The company has a one-year price performance of negative 89%, while the industrial sector medium is negative 1.17. So 9-month price performance F, 6 months price performance F. I mean, it doesn't get much worse. If you want these exact prices and details, you can pause this on the screen and you can get all of these. I don't want to go through all of these. We are very familiar with this. The company has a return on assets of negative 36, while the industrial sector medium is 5.17, but it's been spending and investing, building out its infrastructure, building out its business. Here we can see how it's underperformed the S&P 500. You can see. Very, very easy to see. S&P 500 is in blue. Virgin Galactic is in red. You can clearly see how it's underperformed. But that is of no surprise to anyone. So if you're looking for alternatives to Virgin Galactic, see our top-rated industrial sector. Our top-rated stocks have beaten by S&P by 1,300% over the last 10 years. But none of that takes into account where Virgin Galactic goes next. It's where it has been up to this point. Now then, we're going to go to live Q&A in a moment. This is a live stream being made unedited as it happens. I'm going to go to all members' questions. We'll do that in a second. I will share all your comments on the screen in just a moment, right after I give you this little surprise. As you know, I'm all in with Virgin Galactic, not literally buying the stock. I only own the S&P. The reason for that is, you know, that I'm completely impartial. It's like very often people will criticize, going, how can you talk about it when you don't own it? Well, how can news reporters report on the war? Have they got to fight in a war and die? No, they investigate the war and they study the war. I'm the same. I don't invest in any stocks individually other than the S&P. And the reason for that is you wouldn't trust my information. It would be pumping and dumping my own bags and so on. I'm only in the S&P. You all know that. I'm here to help people and share information and facts and give my thoughts on things. And the rest is up to you. But I do love space. My godfather was Kenny Baker, the man inside the robot, R2-D2. And because of my love of space and Star Wars and Virgin Galactic, I've recorded this song. Enjoy the Virgin Galactic unofficial official song. It's more popular than the official song. More people shared this, downloaded it, replayed it. If you'd like to get the full version of the song and download it and own it, you can. Just go into Martyn Lucas Investor or Martyn Lucas on YouTube and type Virgin Galactic song and you can find it and own it for yourself. But here it is. Listen to this. This is the story of Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson and his mum, Eve, and then we'll come back and answer questions live. Continue tapping the like button all the way through this, and I will answer all the live questions at the end of the unofficial, should say official really, it's more popular, Virgin Galactic song. This is for you. I'll come to questions right at the end of this. Enjoy, tap the like button, and consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you.
Is there anybody out there in space? Is there anybody out there in the dark? Is there anybody out there on a star to travel through space in my rocket ship, through the light and the dark and home? I remember many years ago, it started here in my record shop. I've traveled all over the world in my balloons, trains and planes. As I traveled so far and wide, I had a dream out there and far beyond. The dream has grown now, and now the time is near to travel through space in time. Is there anybody out there in space? Is there anybody out there in the dark? Is there anybody out there on a star to travel through space in my rocket ship, through the light and the black and home? I remember she was 96 years old. I lost my Eve, I lost my mum. She was taken but never lost, as she will fly you now to my dreams. This is the beginning of traveling into space for all to share and to enjoy. So all come join us and soar into space, high above the world and back again. Is there anybody out there in space? Is there anybody out there in the dark? Is there anybody out there on a star to travel through space in my rocket ship, through the light and the black and home? space in my rocket ship, through the light and the black and home.
There you go, the Virgin Galactic song. Okay, well, we're coming to the end of our special event, but before we do, we're going to share with you a special thing here. Sensei said there are only 2 available now of our Virgin Galactic to the Moon mug. There it is. Just 2 left. I'll give you the link right now. It's martynlucasshop.com in the chat. There is the link for you in the chat, martynlucasshop.com. Just 2 left for our Virgin Galactic mug with our logos on it, the craft on it. Very, very exciting. Now, don't forget, if you buy something, you can get now these wonderful bundles where we give you free mugs, free t-shirts. Yep, literally. You can buy a mug, you can add it to a bundle. XRP's up here, look. Add to the cart. You save $29. You basically get the mug for free. Then you can get another 20% off once you check out. Pretty good, right? Then, if it doesn't get any better, once you buy a few things, you'll even start winning points and free mugs. So you can get the whole series. A lot of things you'll get for free. Absolutely fantastic. And I've just seen this on the feed. Where is it now? Where am I looking, Sensei? Where's the? I saw it pop up earlier. The glass. Can I search for glass at all? Can I type that in? Let me see what happens if I type glass in. I saw it pop up. There it is. There we go. Look at this. This was asked for by RB, and now it's available to all. There it is. This is the upgraded version of my glass. My glass that I've got just has my logo on it. Whereas now Sensei has a glass. He's done one with both our logos on it. And you can get the beer glass or anything you like. martynlucasshop.com. All right. Don't forget to add it to a bundle so you get a free mug or a free t-shirt, prizes and all that other stuff. All right. Good, good, good. So there's our Virgin Galactic news for today. I said I would answer questions. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So one of our biggest investors, Virgin Galactic, is Zaxay. He loves it. This is an exciting moment for you. Sorry, volume is not there for a short squeeze. Exactly what we've been saying. We need some more volume. Volume means more people are buying, right? Says Karen. Absolutely right, Karen. We need more people to buy to get a short squeeze. I'll explain it. Someone asked me, what is a short squeeze? Well, basically, you've got people buying. That's bullish. That's taking the stock upwards. You've got people shorting, betting the stock going downwards. That's putting pressure on the stock going down. And when we get a short squeeze, that's when everyone buying it is buying it. The people that are shorting it see it going up because more people are buying it. So the people that are getting have got short positions have to cover their positions. They've either got to lose their money or buy. And very often what they do is they buy, and so now you've got the bulls and the bears buying. And it's like a champagne bottle. It squeezes literally at the top of a champagne bottle and then explodes. The stock can go up really, really quickly, very, very quick. Now we have the short interest because so many people think it's going to fail, and we don't quite yet have enough volume. And that's why I make these videos, so that everyone knows what's going on, so you can see that a short squeeze is a potential. All right. So Shane says, let's get the volume going. Well, that's exactly what we need. DJ Hayes pointed out 500,000 volume in the first 45 minutes of trading of space. That looks good. Okay. Someone mentioned that I look like James Spader. I get told that quite a lot from the blacklist. It's quite funny, really. Raymond Reddington. Anyway, there you go. What other comments and questions did we have? Sensei said only 2 space limited edition mugs left. So there you go. You get those if you want them. Sensei, who does our technical charts, who will do a technical chart for you, says he can see a path to $10 and a path to $100. I totally agree with that. But like I pointed out, it's a very risky stock at the moment. So there we go. We've now opened it up for our subscribers to ask a question. So if you want to ask a question, you now can. You need to be a mug to buy XRP, says Invest Connect. Well, we do share everyone's comments, even those who say things like that. Zach say, have you checked your emails from UPS? Tesla didn't kill any drivers for testing. It's just not going to happen, says Annie Ball Lugo. I think that's a silly thing to say. You don't understand how space works. First of all, he calls me dude. I'm not anyone's dude, but okay. SPCE crash that killed the pilot will forever destroy its price. That is ridiculous. How many people died in Apollo missions? And where is SpaceX today? You have to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Of course, space is risky. Of course, people died pioneering the system. But the system and the safety record for Virgin Galactic is exemplary. At the beginning, there were issues, as there were in every business, including Tesla. No, did anyone die? No, obviously not. They're on the ground. They're not going to die on the ground, are they? But we can see where SpaceX is today. So it's fair enough to state that point. We've covered it. We covered it live when it happened. But to say that it affects the future price forever when it's been flying successfully for several years is not the case. I will answer your last one. You did say might go up a little, but space will eventually create more shares for investors and will be bad. They don't need to do that anymore. Now, Annabelle, you need to understand, I've spoken with Eric Kearney many times, the investor relations manager, and I'm not a fan of the management of Virgin Galactic. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not paid by anyone to talk about this in any way whatsoever. I don't like the management. So I'm not here to say it's all great. However, I am here to say we can get a short squeeze. We certainly can. And they don't need to reverse split again. They've already done it, and they've raised enough capital to get the job done. We've got the ticket sales. We don't need. Now, that doesn't mean to say they won't do it. They could. You're right. But what you're saying on the basis if they will is not the case. They don't need to do that. So we'll eventually create more shares. There's no evidence to support that. This is an extremely not going to happen situation. That doesn't make sense. Everything has to be perfect. Yes, it does have to be perfect. You're absolutely right. It does have to be perfect. Now, when you say has to be perfect, the customers have already bought the tickets. They've already sold them. They've just not got a crash. Well, since they've been flying, they haven't crashed once. When they crashed, it was in the test phase. Once they started flying passengers, it's been perfect. There's been no issues. So we're all good. No difference than airlines or SpaceX for that matter. Anyway, there we go. Cash flow will decide space's future. Cash flow is there though. I do not trust stock that went from $30 down to $3. Well, actually, that happened with Apple. That happened with Coca-Cola. And that happened to Tesla. Similar swings and Microsoft. In fact, Google as well. Many of the Mag 7 all started the same way. And you don't mind buying those today, do you? They have only one mothership. Incorrect. Incorrect. That's what Delta is all about. When Delta is launched, they'll be launching multiple times a week. So incorrect. Hi Martin, I was following all the Virgin Galactic SEC filing and there has been interesting things that can be found there. As how many shares did Michael Colglazier accumulate recently in institutions with 5% or more? There has been a lot more movement on the stock and I will be bringing that up in a future video. All right, okay. Annie Bell, search who created the light bulbs. He did 1,000 experiments and failed. The 1,000th one was his success. Same with companies, mate. I totally agree, Alex. That makes perfect sense. So there we go. There's my Virgin Galactic special. I'm now going to send you all over for your reaction and the restream of today's shows, if you've missed it, on Extra. We're live now on Extra. I shall give you the link at the end. We are restreaming today's events, but the live chat is live, obviously. Let me end the poll. 52% of you say yes, it can go to $10. Only 32% say no. So live now on Extra to get your reaction to all of this, plus live chat, and you can restream what you missed this morning, but the chat will be live. I'll be in the chat with you in the studio here on the Extra channel. It'll automatically take you there, or click on the link. Now, I did say to you I would come to the poll at the end of the show, the poll that will rank on Google. Do you think that SPCE can go to $10? This is always proved very accurate. I call it the Lucas Archie after the Fibonacci. The Lucas Archie. This is our poll on our community tab. It ranks on Google, and 9 times out of 10, this proves to be the result. So, can it go to $10? We had 13 votes at the beginning of the show saying 54% yes. Let me refresh the screen now. 13 and 54. We now got 45 votes and 53% say yes. 40% say no. So there we go. The majority say yes, it can go to $10. All right. Congratulations, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Now join me on the Extra channel. Look out for our closing bell this afternoon. We also have our earnings tomorrow. We're doing BP and Pfizer. First come, first serve. Who requests an earnings gets an earnings. So there you go. Join me now on Extra. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you tap the like button and subscribed. I really appreciate that. And click above my head for all the links. Down below in the description, I'll post our playlist for Virgin Galactic, the earnings of Virgin Galactic. We're going to cover it. We've been asked by one of our members to cover it. Over here, I shall put the Virgin Galactic playlist. And down here, I think I'll put something else of interest. This might be the earnings, or it might be something that YouTube recommends. It's a little way off for the earnings, so it might not be that just yet. Join me now on Extra. Look out for my other videos coming out today and live streams. Make sure you've rung the bell, otherwise you'll miss stuff. And I'll see you back for the closing bell. Join me now on Extra. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.